Good morning. I've never been a big fan of the term horse whisperer, but that gives you a pretty good idea of what I do. I've spent my life helping horses and humans to understand one another. Turns out, horses can actually be extraordinary teachers if we learn to see through their eyes. Right now, I'd like you to imagine that you are a horse. As big as you are, you're prey. No claws, fangs, or armor to fight with. You can run, but you're not able to hide well. You live out in the open all the time. You're a walking meal for hungry predators. Imagine being that vulnerable 24/7. Now imagine you're captured by humans. Your ability to flee is taken away. You're constantly terrified, and the humans decide they're going to break you. So they tie you up and beat you. When they can't control your behavior, they tie your legs together, attach them to a truck, yank you off your feet, and drag you across rocks, sticks, and cactus. This was the actual experience of a horse brought to me for rehabilitation. I named him Maximus because he suffered the maximum amount of trauma imaginable. As I looked Max over, a lead rope accidentally brushed the side of his leg. He let out a deafening scream, leaped straight into the air. His hooves missed my head by mere inches. This horse was almost crazy with fear. Maybe you've felt that much fear, if you've ever been abused, bullied, or mugged. Even if you haven't, you could probably imagine what Max might have been feeling, because within every human being, there is a horse. You see, we too are soft-bodied, vulnerable creatures. Just like Max, our fear can make us act almost crazy. My work has taught me how to dissolve fear in humans. I've learned that horses and humans mirror one another. Perhaps it's the mirror neurons in our brains that facilitate this. Yet, when humans learn to calm and lead horses, they discover horses are actually teaching us to calm and lead ourselves. When I work, I've learned to communicate using the body language of wild horses. My intention is to become the matriarch mare. She leads the herd, guiding them to food, water, and most importantly, keeping them safe. This is an untrained horse that I'm interacting with for the first time. He's watching me closely to see how well I'll express myself, set a boundary on my personal space. He's deciding if he feels comfortable enough to allow me into his herd. He'll offer me his feedback in a nonverbal language called equus. He'll point one ear at me, letting me know he's listening and interested. He begins licking and chewing when he wants me to know he feels safe enough to share a meal together. Here, you see him bowing his head, letting me know that he feels comfortable to allow me to become that matriarch mare. This means my energy state was clear, calm, and acutely tuned into the environment. So long as I remain in this state of authentic, peaceful awareness, he will happily join with me, following my lead without any bribery, force, or coercion. Typically, it takes only about 2 to 4 minutes for even an abused horse to relax and trust me to be a safe leader in the herd. But not Max. Not after a week of sessions. I tried everything. Getting desperate, I stooped to trickery and bribery. Absolutely nothing worked. Max was still in full-blown panic mode, and now, so was I. Maybe I wasn't so good at communicating with horses after all. Maybe all my previous experiences with horses had just been a fluke. I was utterly plagued with fear and self-doubt. Then one night, Max came to me in a dream. He walked up to me, pressed his forehead to mine, and in this beautiful silence, we began to communicate telepathically to one another. He showed me images of how I looked during our sessions: timid, worried, and insecure. Then he showed me images of himself, looking timid, worried, and insecure. I heard his message to me in words. He said, I'm mirroring your lack of trust in yourself. You must heal yourself, and then you will heal me effortlessly. When I woke, I realized, despite all my previous experiences, I hadn't been trusting myself to know what to do. Prior to working with Max, I had misinterpreted true leadership. I thought what made an entire herd of horses willingly follow the matriarch mare had something to do with her sheer power, or maybe it was her ability to convince the herd she was the best one for the job. I wrongly thought it was all about competing for some level of dominance. The dream helped me realize the matriarch wasn't stressed running around trying to take care of everyone. In fact, she wasn't trying to prove herself at all. She was the horse who could be trusted to lead because she was the one who trusted herself the most. She trusted her own intuition, followed her own guidance. She had a clear focus and never hesitated to set a boundary on energy coming from other horses that just simply didn't feel good to her. Most people would consider this insanely self-centered or selfish. Yet, if you step outside our social conditioning, you realize this self-nurturing not only helps the matriarch mare, but protects the entire herd. If she's busy worrying about how the herd's going to judge her and running around trying to take care of them all the time, she'll no longer be aware of the potential predators lurking ahead. The next day, when I led Max into the pen, I decided to let go of my own panicky need to seek anyone's approval, not even Max's approval. It felt strange and counterintuitive not to care about Max's fear, but at the same time, I felt this incredible wave of love and compassion for him. I moved through the pen in a relaxed manner, and, just as he always had, Max began to mirror my every move. Only this time, it was a playful dance of calm, childlike curiosity. I could hardly believe my eyes. As I focused on trusting myself, Max began to gesture back to me for the first time. An ear locking on, licking and chewing, head bowing. After less than 2 minutes, this once terrified horse walked right up to me, pressed his velvety nose into my chest, truly connecting with a human for the first time. Then he did something utterly unexpected. To realize how unexpected it was, remember what it would feel like to be completely defenseless and dragged behind a truck by your legs. Then imagine doing what Max did. He lay down. This is the most vulnerable and defenseless position possible for a horse. Max lay motionless for 10 long minutes. I was breathless. This behavior was so strange. Was he ill? Did we work too hard? I started to feel worried. Then he picked up his head and he looked right at me. He seemed to be saying, "Well, come on already. Come join me." At first, I wasn't sure I was interpreting Max's message correctly. But then I remembered, just like the matriarch mare, this was all about trusting my instincts. So I took a deep breath and I let my self-doubt dissolve. Slowly, I made my way over to Max, knelt down beside his head, and stroked his lean neck. He let out a huge sigh of contentment. Tears began to run down my face. That moment forever changed my understanding of how to help a being who is lost in fear. When I dissolve my fears and nurture my instincts, I become the matriarch mare that leads the way for myself, for Max, for every other horse, and every other human. Fear can make a hell out of many ordinary-looking lives. I invite you to find the terrified horse in yourself. Where in your life might you feel a twinge of fear? Where might you harshly be judging yourself? Maybe this conference will spark new ideas in you, but you're afraid others won't support your vision. Maybe you're ready to make a change, but you're afraid to take the next step. Or maybe you're ready to reach out and love someone, but you're afraid to be vulnerable. In the same way that Max was mirroring my lack of self-confidence, when you hold back for fear of being judged, others will mirror your lead. When you become stressed about the lack of abundance around you, others will mirror your lead. When you become afraid to openly celebrate love, others will mirror your lead. We don't need to compete with one another to be the one with the most beauty, knowledge, power, or even money to create what we want to have happen in our world. If we take the time to calm and center ourselves, if we take the time to heal our own fears, we effortlessly begin to lead the change we yearn to see all around us. I invite you to test this for yourself. Try making a new playful practice. Once a day, offer yourself one genuine act of kindness to your fearful inner horse, your most frightened self. Maybe just breathe, listen to your favorite song, step outside and watch the birds. Then take notice how others may begin to mirror this calmer, kinder energy back to you. Horses have shown me time and time again something almost magical happens when we stop the cycle of fear and begin to both lead and trust ourselves. In an amazingly short period of time, we come together to co-create with others. When we feel this connected with all things seen and unseen, known and unknown, there is no way we cannot find the place of peace where our fear lies down and gives in to compassion. When this happens, the changes we make on the inside naturally become mirrored on the outside. When we heal ourselves, we effortlessly begin the journey of healing our planet from the inside out. Thank you.